Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So, this is a follow up to my reaction to Childish Gambino's video, This is America. I noticed that a YouTuber posted a video critical of Childish Gambino, aka Donald Glover. And for this video, I'm just going to refer to him as Donald Glover. But I want to respond to this other YouTuber's video, and I'll post her video in the description box so that you all can watch it for yourself. But basically, this woman called out the black community essentially because of hypocrisy. She compared our treatment of Issa Rae to our treatment of Donald Glover. Like, a lot of people are celebrating Donald Glover's video, This is America, myself included. And basically, this woman compared that reaction to how people treated Issa Rae. And this woman basically questioned Donald Glover's sincerity, given the fact that he's married to a white woman, or he has a white girlfriend, and he has biracial children. Also, she cited other examples to prove that this man, Donald Glover, is not pro-black. She cited him joking about the N-word. He had a routine where he was talking about how he was with some white woman and they were having sex, and then this white woman used the N-word while they were having sex, and he basically talked about how he was sexually gratified by that. He had a powerful orgasm after this woman used the N-word to refer to him. Also, this YouTuber brought up the fact that he had an episode on his show Atlanta that featured an angry black woman, playing into the stereotype of the mean, angry black woman. You had this black woman speaking out against this white woman for dating a black man in that particular episode. And then this YouTuber also raised the question of colorism with respect to Donald Glover. He has a biracial woman who's featured as the love interest on that show. And I watch Atlanta. I think it's a great show. It's very entertaining, very thought provoking. Some of the episodes are. It's a great program, and I recommend it for people to check out. But I want to respond to some of the things that this YouTuber said. The first thing that she was talking about is how, basically trying to draw a comparison between Donald Glover and Issa Rae. And I'll say this, I don't think that comparison is fair. I don't think that the two can be compared for a couple of reasons. First of all, I'm not aware of Donald Glover talking about how black women are not suitable mates. I'm not aware of him saying that. Whereas Issa Rae has written a book where she's basically suggested that black men are not suitable suitors. Also, I'm not aware of Donald Glover encouraging black men to date outside of their race. If I'm wrong, correct me. But I'm not aware of him putting out any statements encouraging black men to date non-black women or white women or Asian women. I'm not aware of this. Whereas you have Issa Rae actually putting this in writing, putting a book together, basically encouraging black women to date Asian men. So I don't think that there's any comparison between the two. It's one thing for someone to make a personal choice to be in an interracial relationship. It's quite another thing for someone to suggest that black men or even black women are not suitable and that we should choose some other race as a spouse. Those are two completely different things. Also, I want to address this issue of him being with a white woman and, that having an impact on his ability to speak on social issues. I touched on this in my last video. I don't think that can prevent anybody from talking about issues affecting the black community. I think that just because somebody is with a white woman or even a white man, that shouldn't prevent them from speaking out against police brutality. It shouldn't prevent them from speaking out on the need for gun control. It shouldn't prevent them from speaking out against racism in society, period. I think that anybody of any race can speak on those issues. And the mere fact that somebody is in a relationship with someone that is not black, that alone doesn't silence their voice. That alone is not a basis for saying that they can't make certain arguments or hold certain positions. As I said in my prior video, it'll be another thing that this person is talking about how much they love the black woman, but they're not with the black woman. And I will say this, although I say that they can speak on issues, I do believe that you cannot be truly conscious or truly quote unquote woke if you are in these interracial relationships. Because I think that if someone truly has self-pride and self-respect, then they would choose a spouse that reflects their own culture, that reflects their own race, that reflects their pride in themselves and in their people. And what better way to express that pride than to be in a relationship with a black woman? Or in the case of a black woman, for the black woman to be in a relationship with a black man. So that's one thing that I want to talk about. Then the other thing that I have to touch upon is this issue of hypocrisy. You have these women, like this particular YouTuber that I'm talking about. Again, her video is in the description box so that you could check it out. But they whine and complain about people like Donald Glover who are in these interracial relationships, while at the same time, these same people will celebrate a Issa Rae who talks about how black women need to be with these Asian guys. The same people that want to complain about a Nate Parker are the same people that will celebrate a bachelorette program that features a black woman, basically passing over all these black men, getting rid of all these black men to be with a white man. They will support that show, a show that features a black woman making a complete fool out of herself, drooling over these white guys, kissing all these white guys. They have no problem with that, but they want to complain about this guy, Nate Parker, making a personal decision to be in a relationship with a white woman. These same people that want to complain about, these other black men, for instance, that choose to be with white women or other women, of other races, like a Wesley Snipes being with an Asian woman or whatever. These same people will celebrate a Serena Williams, who gets in a marriage with a white guy. So I think that there's a lot of hypocrisy across the board. I think it cuts both ways with men and women. But I just find it telling that you will have these women that are so hostile to these black men for dating outside of their race, while at the same time, these same women will celebrate black women when they do that. They will do cartwheels. They will break out the champagne, pop bottles, do the Cabbage Patch when they hear about a black woman dating outside of her race or marrying outside of her race. But these same people have so much hate towards the black man. And that brings me to another point, hatred towards the black man who date outside of their race. And again, for those of you who are familiar with my content, I'm not a proponent of interracial relationships. I'm not one of these people that advocate that. I believe that black men should be with black women and vice versa. Now, I think that a lot of these women who are highly critical of a Donald Glover or something like that, or other black men, I think that deep down a lot of them have resentment, they have baggage, they have issues, they have bitterness and hatred towards black men at the end of the day, because a lot of these women search for reasons to hate on a black man or a black project for that matter. Like this video, This Is America, a powerful video that has so many layers of messages in it. A video that has a compelling message. They will find a reason to discount that video, to discount the creator of that video. And I'm not saying that, a Donald Glover is beyond reproach, and I'll get into that in a second, my criticism of him. But it's one thing to have criticism for somebody. It's quite another thing to constantly look for reasons to hate on black men and their projects, like hating on this video, This Is America. These same people found reasons to hate on the Black Panther movie. They said, well, you had these strong black women in this movie, but you don't have them as the love interest, even though one of the main characters was Black Panther's love interest. But they discount all that to find a reason to hate on this particular film. You know, these same people, because of Nate Parker's personal relationships, you know, his personal decision to be with some white woman, they want to criticize, you know, Birth of a Nation. You know, they were talking about not supporting that film because of that, and also because of these allegations that were against him in the past, where he was, you know, the no criminal charges were, he was not convicted of any criminal charges or anything like that. But still, they found a reason to hate on him and hate on that project, Birth of a Nation. So, I mean, these women, a lot of them have bitterness, you know, deep down. You know, they have deep down resentment towards the black man. And a lot of times they will look for a reason to hate on a black male project for all kinds of reasons. They'll find a reason. So, you know, that's one thing, you know, that I had to bring up. The other thing is this, you know, I don't make any excuses for the things that Donald Glover has said, like him joking about being aroused by having this white woman refer to him as the N-word. You know, that's coon behavior. You know, that's indefensible. And it's sickening that you would have a black man actually say something so asinine, so ridiculous as that. You know, I think that's a damn shame, man. It's a shame that he would joke about this, and I'm sure that his audience was probably predominantly white, you know, when he did that joke. I mean, that's showing that this black man values sexual gratification over human dignity. So that is despicable, you know, and I condemn that. I don't think that that's, you know, that any kind of excuse can be made for that. And I think that that's a legitimate criticism of him. But at the same time, I'm not going to say that because he said that back when he did that routine, and I'm not sure how long ago it was, I'm not going to use that to say, well, I can't appreciate this video that he's put out that has a powerful message. I'm not going to use that to say that he can't, you know, improve or progress in terms of his consciousness or whatever because of that. But I do condemn that. You know, I think that that's despicable that you have somebody cooning to that degree. And it's a shame that you have people like this with that kind of background, that have, you know, that background where they have said things like that that are so ridiculous and so asinine and so coonish. You know what I'm saying? So I feel that point. You know, I think that that's a valid point. And I do believe that this colorism issue is a valid point as well with respect to Donald Glover. Obviously, he has some kind of issue when it comes to color. I mean, he's married to a white woman. You know, he's done routines about having sex with some white woman and getting off by a woman calling him the N-word. On his show Atlanta, he features light-skinned women as his love interests, you know, these biracial women or whatever. So I think that that's a valid point. But also on his show, he does have other characters who are with dark-skinned women. And I think that the whole point about him presenting that image of a stereotypical angry black woman, I don't think that that necessarily means that he is saying that all black women are like that. He was his television show was about that individual character. It wasn't suggesting that all black women are like that. You know, just because you have one character that presents a certain type of image doesn't mean that he's projecting to say that all black women are like that. And the ironic thing about that is, like, these people who are criticizing that stereotype that he had in that particular episode, in a lot of ways, you know, these women that do these videos that are critical of a Donald Glover, you know, that are hating on this video, This Is America, in a lot of ways, they are fitting into that stereotype of the angry black woman, unfortunately. So that's all I have to say about this, man. I'm sure a lot of people may not like this video, but hey, I mean, I just want to be clear, man. The bottom line is this. I think that there's a distinction between what Donald Glover has done or said and what Issa Rae has done and said. So tell me what y'all think. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace.